So knowing Carlee, it's no surprise to most of us that she found someone as great as Jared. Carlee's charismatic, she's always smiling, and she's the life of the party every time you're with her. I say most of us because there was one person that doubted if Carlee would ever find a husband, and I'm looking at you, Mom.
I learned during this time that Jared and I shared three very important things. First, we love our wine and food. We enjoy cooking, and most importantly, seeing other people enjoy the fruits of our labor. Second, we are very passionate about our sports teams. I've seen Jared cry literal tears over the Notre Dame game loss, their football team loss, and I know, Jared, I hope you don't have that game on right now. I don't think it's kicked off quite yet, to tell you the truth. Carlee claims we have turned him into a Bills fan, but I'm not convinced. I think he's just offering emotional support like a therapist who wears blue and red on a Sunday, claiming to be part of the mafia. And third, the most important thing that Jared and I share together is our unconditional love for Carlee. It was at this point, long before Carlee and Jared ever got engaged, he became part of our family.
Carl, you just made my job incredibly more difficult. That was really great. For those of you who I haven't met yet, my name's Wayne. I got a shimmy like Jared, so I don't cry. And I'm Jared's dad. Our hearts are so full to see so many of you here to celebrate this special night with Jared and Carlee. It means the world to us. I also want to thank Carl and Gina for all they did to put together this wonderful evening and this incredible celebration. And a very special thank you to the entire Leonardi family and the entire Augustinelli family for the way that you've embraced Jared as one of your own and the way that you've embraced our family with such love and kindness. It truly means the world to us. Now, Jared meeting Carlee was such a fortunate event, and it's been shaping Jared's life in such a truly wonderful way. The first time we met Carlee, she came out to Seattle. We were having a long family get-together on a long weekend just outside of Seattle. And the moment we met Carlee, it was like, oh my God, this girl is so special. She is so wonderful. Any room Carlee walks into, she immediately lights it up with this sense of joy and happiness that she always brings. She has this genuine ability to just make connections with people that leave them feeling so loved and appreciated. By the end of that, our family can be loud, a little overwhelming. Yeah, thanks for the entrance, by the way, yeah. But over the course of that weekend, Carlee fit right in, and we absolutely fell in love with her.
And then we got to see him meet Carlee. At that point, we'd already watched Jared succeed at pretty much everything he tried. But this was different. This was the first time he wasn't just achieving something, but building something with someone. Jared, you've accomplished so much, but Carlee is without a doubt your greatest achievement.
Now, over the last several years, we've watched Jared and Carlee's relationship grow, and it's been amazing. And while they are thrilled and happy to begin their life together as husband and wife, our whole family is thrilled and happy knowing that Carlee's sunshine will be a part of our life going forward. So the unique characteristics of each person in a marriage come together to make it work. Shirley and I have been married for almost 38 years. And our mix of characteristics is very simple. Whatever she tells me, I do. Jared, I encourage you to bring your sense of determination to your relationship and to your love for Carlee. Carlee, I encourage you to never lose that spark, that joy, that love of life, and your ability to make people feel special. If you two join forces like that, you'll have a long and happy life together.
Dear God, we come before you today with grateful hearts, celebrating the love and commitment Jared and Carlee have made to one another. Thank you for the joy of this day, for the family and friends gathered here, and for the many blessings you have given us. Though we come from different places, different paths, and different beliefs, today we stand united in love and in support of this couple. We ask your blessing on their marriage, their home, and their future together. May their love grow deeper each day, overflowing with kindness, patience, laughter, and joy. Bless the food before us, and may this meal be the first of many shared in love, gratitude, and celebration. We thank you, Lord, for the gift of love and for all you have done for us on this most very special day. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Together, the two of you have supported each other through grueling school years, intensive studying. You have traveled the world. You have made major moves and sacrifices. You have made friendships, traditions, and plans. You've cooked the best meals. Well, Jared has cooked the meals. Carlee makes sure the wine isn't bad. But this is just the beginning. Given that I have only been married 3 months to the day, I didn't feel suited to be the only person to give you marriage or wedding advice. So I spoke with friends and family to get some for you. In no particular order. Go to new places, plan less, and wing it more. By doing that, you will find the unexpected. Make laughter the soundtrack of your marriage, share in moments of joy, and even in the hard times, try to find a moment to laugh. Lean on each other during the good times and the bad, support each other no matter what. Love isn't about never fighting, it's about remembering you're on the same team. Pick and choose your battles and lead with honesty. Never go to bed angry. Make sure Carlee goes to work sometimes and not just on vacations. There was also an overwhelming amount of have lots and lots of babies, but it would have gotten repetitive if I put them all in there. Since you're begging to hear my advice, I will give it. Always remember how lucky you are to have found your person for life. Through periods of being stagnant and through periods of major change, you are lucky. Carlee, do you take Jared to be your lawfully wedded husband, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish until death do you part?
I do.
Jared, do you take Carlee to be your lawfully wedded wife, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish till death do you part?
I do.
With your friends and family as our witness, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss your bride.
Good evening, everybody. Before I begin, just some quick housekeeping. Carlee wanted me to let everyone know if you forgot your wedding gift, it's not an issue. Her next trip to Europe is not for 3 weeks. So just get it to her by then. My name is Christian. Thank you. I am Carlee's younger brother, and I'm joined tonight by Sienna, the youngest sibling.
Hi everyone, I'm Sienna, and being the youngest is the best. Carlee and Christian got my parents' nose, and I got their credit card.
Unfortunately, she's not wrong about that one. I want to start with a big thank you to everyone who made this wonderful evening possible. First of all, Mom and Dad, thank you so much for everything you did to put this together. The Shattenkirk, Shirley and Wayne, thank you guys. This has been amazing. And everyone behind the scenes, thank you.
I want to start by thanking everybody that's here today and have made this day possible. What a lovely day it's been. Hi everybody, my name's Connor. I'm Jared's younger but taller brother.
And I'm Brenna, Jared's younger but better looking sister. Being Jared's younger siblings basically meant we spent our whole lives watching him go first, and usually do it really, really well.
I mean, come on, this guy was the valedictorian, played 4 years of college football, and now he's a doctor. Pretty easy to be inspired by.
Exactly. Having Jared go first gave us someone to look up to. He showed us what hard work and discipline actually look like. But the problem was, he made it all look effortless. Inspiring, sure, but let's be real, also kind of annoying. So there I was in elementary school, watching him in high school, thinking all I had to do was show up to class and I'd be valedictorian and a doctor. Imagine my shock when that's not how it worked.
Now the real kicker is, Jared is not just the overachiever. He was also somebody who makes family dinners loud and hilarious, turns every board game into the Super Bowl, and knows how to turn any bleak situation into an adventure.
And let's not forget, this is the same brother who thought hiding a case of beer in the crawl space during high school was a genius idea, until the exterminator found it. Not exactly valedictorian level planning. But he was also the brother who drove me to school blasting Taylor Swift and Justin Bieber, and the one who never minded when I woke him up at 6 a.m. on Christmas morning, even now at the age of 30. He's the brother who always made time for me, even when he had a million other things going on, and the one who made being 10 years younger feel like less of a gap and more like a gift.
Now, he sure set the example, but he also made being his sibling fun, and even more importantly, easy. He was a pretty nice older brother, I have to admit. I got pretty lucky there. Being the younger sibling, I always wanted to hang out with him and his friends, and he always let me. Now, there was a chance it was because I was an easy target for everybody to dunk on in driveway basketball, but let's chalk it up to him just wanting to include me.
Until you live with Carlee, you don't know her deepest, darkest secrets. First, her bedroom. It looks like a disaster zone FEMA wouldn't touch. You always knew Mom had been in her bedroom when her nightly glass of red wine had turned into tequila on the rocks.
And then there's Carlee's cooking. To this day, I'm not convinced Carlee knows how to boil a pot of water. When Sienna turned 5 and learned how to make Easy Mac, she basically passed Carlee's skills in the kitchen. So safe to say, my mom was convinced that Carlee would never be able to find a husband unless she learned how to use a vacuum or a microwave. But luckily, this motivated Carlee. Not to learn how to cook, or definitely not to clean, but to find someone who was willing to put up with it. Someone like Jared.
Since finding Jared, Carlee has evolved in so many ways. She's learned how to cook. She's learned to tell Jared to clean. But the story that led to Carlee and Jared started a long time ago. And as her younger siblings, it's been a joy to watch her grow into the person she's become today.
Carlee's story begins on January 29th, 1996. When she was born to Carl and Gina. And her dad had always planned on having a boy to carry on his family name. So when the doctor told him he was blessed with a baby girl, he panicked, he put 2 E's on the end, and Carlee was born.
I can do this. Jared, part of me cannot believe that I'm standing here across from you. I feel like the luckiest girl in the world to have you as a best friend and now husband. Ever since I was a young girl, I've always dreamt about my wedding day and who I would be standing across from. And once I met you, that dream soon became a reality. I am so thankful 7 years ago, I was dared to go on a Bumble date with a boy who I knew nothing about. We had no mutual friends, and I had no idea how to pronounce your last name. I remember thinking to myself, well, what's the worst thing that could happen? After our 5th date, I remember my parents asking me what I was doing dating a boy from Seattle. I jokingly responded, don't worry about it, we're just having fun. It's nothing too serious. Little did I know that boy from Seattle, Washington would soon take my heart. Jared, I knew you were the one very early on, probably earlier than I would like to admit. But each day I spent with you, I was falling for you more and more. I fell in love with your excitement for an adventure, how you always say yes to any activity, and are always eager to try new things. I fell in love with your pursuit to be the best version of yourself each and every day. How if you don't know something, you never just leave it at that. You always look it up, dig deeper, and find the answer, no matter what the topic is, even if it's something dumb.
Carlee Ann, we made it. Today I count myself as the luckiest man in the entire world, getting to stand in front of all of our friends, family, and loved ones and proclaim how much I love you. Carlee, I thank God every day that you didn't block my number in embarrassment and shame that afternoon after our first date. Yes, you did send a whole series of pictures of me to myself, but they were some of my better pictures, so at least I knew you were trying to put a good spin on how our date went. I love everything about you, Carlee. I love the way that you love, truly, sincerely love, not only me, but everyone that you meet. I love how you light up a room whenever you walk in. I love your kindness and your ability to make everyone, from our closest friends to a random Uber driver to a podiatrist receptionist, feel like you are their best friend in the entire world. I love your love for family, and I love the selfies that I get of you and my mom drinking wine in Fall City while I'm stuck at the hospital working a night shift. I love your family and how they've made me feel like a Leonardi or a Gustinelli from day one. I love how you never let me leave the house without a kiss. I love the overwhelming heat that you emit while we lie in bed. I love your snore, and I love your laugh. I love when you lie in bed rubbing my back when I'm sad or anxious. I love your wanderlust and your willingness to explore the world, from the mountains of Patagonia to the cities of Bosnia.
I think there's this thought, or maybe an expectation, that you have to love your family. And I think there are varying degrees of that. But I am so lucky to have loved and become best friends with a couple of my cousins here today. And actually, as long as I can remember, I have loved Jared, mostly because he has always been incredibly easy to make fun of. Early on, it was his oversized head and even a larger behind. And today, it's the fact that he laughs hardest at his own jokes. He did, in fact, grow into his head, as we can see. And looking back, we can see that it was just full of Dr. Brains all along. We all have seen Jared work incredibly hard at becoming a doctor, at making genuine friends, connections, prioritizing travel, experiences, family, and friends. Some might say he has worked his butt off. However, anybody who says that has not seen him in his scrubs. As a cousin and a friend, Jared is someone you call for the best dinner recommendations, a game night, a postmortem on a show or a sports game, or when you need a competitive partner for literally anything. One of the more recent things that makes me proudest as a cousin, besides the fact in his good taste in beer and looking for a cigs and sidebar, is that I've been able to meet a few colleagues and mentors of Jared's, and especially more recently as he's traveled to Sandpoint and Montana, closer to myself, to finish up med school. And it's clear that every single person who meets Jared is both proud of and loves you. Lucky for us, Carlee was no different. I knew that I loved Carlee from the moment that I met her, too. It's funny because I have since heard Carlee explain or describe our first meeting, and as it turns out, we have a very different memory of the same moments. As I remember it, I was intimidated to meet my cousin's beautiful girlfriend, who I had been repeatedly told could make friends with a literal brick wall. This is not a trait that I have personally. So when my Aunt Shirley asked Carlee and I, and just Carlee and I, to go pick up dinner for the family, I had been rehearsing a million questions in my mind to ask Carlee to meet her where she was. Carlee's responses were short, and they really killed the conversation. Which makes sense, because as Carlee recalls it, as soon as we shut the car door, I rapid-fired 100 overly personal questions at a stranger locked in a car in northern Idaho. Carlee and I have come a very long way since I temporarily disproved that brick wall theory. Of all of my friends, Carlee has the highest stats for number of FaceTime and phone calls in my phone. The girl is obsessed with me. Just kidding. But as friends and family know, she calls at every moment, big or small, to hype you up, to calm you down, or to simply tell you that she loves you. How lucky are we? Carlee radiates positivity, kindness, and love in every move that she makes. And in meeting Carlee's friends, her family, it's clear that she attracts the same type of people. So it was no surprise to me when my big-headed cousin decided that he loved Carlee.
If I had to pick someone to walk through life with Carlee, I'd pick Jared every time. He's the kind of person who shows up just not when things are easy, but when it matters most. He's thoughtful, steady, generally kind, and he has that really quiet strength you wish your doctor has. What a coincidence. He just doesn't love my daughter. He sees her strengths, her quirks, her brilliance, and he celebrates all of it. As Jared was finishing medical school, it was time to pick where he was going to do his residency. I knew the University of Washington in Seattle was on the top of his list, and I also knew deep down that if he got it, Carlee would be packing her bags. Seattle is a long way from home. While the University of Washington is a very competitive program to get into, I never doubted for a second that he would get it. Not because of luck and not because of an accident, but because he earned it. And as proud of him as I was when he did get it, I'll admit it hit me. My daughter was about to start a new life in a new city with a man she loved. And while each parent really hopes for this, it doesn't make saying goodbye any easier. Before I knew it, we were standing in the driveway, pod packed, car loaded, Gina and I getting ready to say goodbye to Carlee and Jared. I gave Carlee a big hug, told her how much I loved her, told her safe travels. I gave Jared a hug, told him I loved him, and then I said, Jared, it's your turn. He looked me in the eye and said, don't worry, I got it. Jared, thank you. I have never worried.
One of the things that I most admire about Jared is his sense of determination, which has been present since he was little. At 4 years of age, all he wanted to do was play baseball and be a catcher. So one day, he walks out of his bedroom. He has a red plastic toy shopping basket on his head. And I look at him and I say, Jared, why do you have that on your head? Dad, because I'm going to be a catcher, and catchers wear masks. He wore that basket on his head for months, wherever we went, grocery stores, restaurants, it didn't matter. But Jared never noticed the sideways glances that we would always get. A couple years later, he started playing baseball, and he became a catcher and did so throughout his baseball career. When Jared was entering 6th grade, he and I were having a conversation about the transition from elementary school to middle school and what that would entail and what it might look like. And he said, Dad, I'm going to earn straight A's from now all the way through high school. I said, okay, that's a great goal. You go for it, man. And he did it. My father passed away from early onset Alzheimer's when he was just 53. So Jared never knew his grandfather, but we talked about him often. And we talked about Alzheimer's and the impact it had on my father and our family. Those conversations sparked his deep desire for medicine and to become a doctor. And I'm happy to say that as of last month, he officially did that. Now, there's much, much more to Jared besides his sense of determination. He's a kind, caring, compassionate person. He has an incredible sense of integrity. And his friends and his family mean the world to him, and it carries through in everything that he does. We are so proud of the man that Jared's become. I love you, bud.
Carlee, I vow to always keep loving you. I vow to be there with you through both the laughter and joy, through the tears and the anxieties. I vow to keep cooking you homemade pasta and steak when we're celebrating and soup when you're sick. Whew. I vow to defend our home against the never-ending spider invasion and to always be your adventure buddy. Carlee, I cannot wait to see the life that we make with each other, the kids, the family, the friends, the adventure, the ups and the downs. Carlee Ann, I love you so much, and I will love you forever.
I fell in love with your commitment and love for the people who are closest to you. Even with almost no free time throughout medical school and residency, I watched you prioritize relationships with your friends and family. I fell in love with how you always make sure I'm okay. You see me, you care for me, and love me in the most genuine way. Jared, not a day goes by that you don't make me feel loved. Not many of you know this, but Jared and I have a secret language. It's 3 hand squeezes, which means I love you. I love how you spontaneously squeeze my hand 3 times when we're in the car, or walking through the grocery store, or hanging out with friends, or even just now when Kelsey was talking. The 3 squeezes are always out of the blue, and that's what I love about them most. I always return the 3 squeezes with 4, which mean I love you more. Although we are very competitive people, this is not me trying to outshine you. It means each day I wake up, I love you more than I did yesterday. Throughout our life, I will continue to love you more and more. I promise to love you more than any silly disagreement we may have. I promise to continue to love you more each and every day. I haven't told you yet, but after we picked out your wedding band, I called the jeweler and I had them engrave it in it, I love you more, on the inside of the band. Jared, I love you more and more each day I spend with you, and I promise to show you how much I love you just as you show me. As you know, I am an overthinker. Most of the time, I second guess everything. However, there is one thing I'm sure about, and that is you. I choose you to be my life partner with. I choose you to go on every adventure with, and I choose you to try new things with. Each day I wake up, I will work on being the best person I can be for you. Although I cannot promise my cooking will improve, or that I will continue to wake up at 5 a.m. on vacation to go take pictures of the sunrise, or that my love for shopping will slow down, I do promise to choose you each and every day. I promise to be your best friend, your confidant, and your person. I promise to always love you more. I can't wait to create a life together, the one we have talked of and dreamed of. I love you.
Thank you for being here. This is an incredible moment in our lives. Seeing this room filled with love, laughter, and the people who mean the most to us is truly overwhelming. We're especially grateful to those of you who traveled from near and far to be here. It means more than words can express. Whether you came from across town or across time zones, your presence makes this moment even more special. Today I have the honor of standing here not just as a parent, but someone who has watched Carlee grow from a curious little girl into the remarkable woman she is today. From her first steps to her first heartbreak, from hockey and lacrosse tournaments to career milestones, every moment has been a privilege to witness. I love being a dad. Being a dad is my favorite thing in the world. Carlee made being a dad easy. She's respectful, trustworthy, reliable, very self-motivated. Growing up, she did well in school, was a great hockey player, played AAA with the boys. And she kicked butt. She was recruited by colleges to play lacrosse. Growing up, her weekends were filled with early morning practices, hockey tournaments in Canada, lacrosse tournaments in Virginia and Maryland, many bumps and bruises, and 2 broken legs. Carlee was thriving in every challenge she took on, but it wasn't by accident. Looking back, I think there are 2 main reasons for her success. First, Carlee was petrified of failure. Instead of letting that fear hold her back, she used it to fuel her. She would practice in the yard for hours for all the sports she played, always wanting to be the best she could and not let her teammates down.
And among the many traits Sienna mentioned about Carlee, she left one very important one out. Carlee has always been the athlete of the family. And I want to make it very clear there was absolutely no pressure from our father on that. None at all. People think it was my dad's idea to push Carlee to play boys ice hockey. But it was actually Carlee's dream to play full contact ice hockey with teenage boys going through puberty.
And after breaking her leg, most people would be like, okay, maybe it's time to play girls hockey. But not Carlee. Or let's be honest, not Dad. Nothing was gonna stop her.
Except the second broken leg. But it all worked out in the end because Carlee found her true calling. The way Carlee always looked after Sienna and myself, and trust me, she had good reason to, showed early on the type of person she was, a caretaker, someone that looks after others before taking care of themselves. That same selflessness is what led her to a career in nursing and to devoting her early 20s to long, grueling days in the ICU.
During one of these long work days, Carlee decided that there was more room in her heart for more than just all the patients she looked after. There was room for love. Carlee, or should I say Carlee's friends, set up a Bumble profile for her. And the bio must have been something along the lines of, interested in an aspiring doctor whose families are looking for a +1 on all of their vacations.
Carlee was accepted to a very competitive nursing school. She spent hours studying past what the average student would. That fear of failure always pushing her. There were many times she thought she had failed an exam, calling me in tears. thinking that she did not pass a test and would have to leave the program. Then the results would come in, 94. That's Carlee, meticulous, driven, and always striving to be the best for herself and those around her. The second reason why Carlee succeeded and thrived. Parents are a child's first teacher. From the moments they're born, children absorb the values, habits, and emotional cues modeled by their parents. A parent's words can shape a child's inner voice. Their actions can become the blueprint for how a child navigates the world, whether it's how we handle stress, show kindness, or pursue our goals. Those lessons begin at home. But as children grow, their world expands. Friends enter the picture, and with this comes a new kind of influence, one that's immediate, immersive, and often just as powerful. As Carlee was making her way through high school, she started to begin to form a very strong friend group. This group of girls grew into lifelong best friends, bound by laughter, loyalty, and love. Give me a minute. In all my practices, this is where I couldn't make it through. Whether it was making tough decisions, cheering each other on, or just being there when things got messy, they were the kind of friends who made life easier, made life better. Having friends like these was like having a built-in compass. People who help you steer toward the right choices, the right decisions. Even when that path isn't clear, their influence doesn't impact you for a day, it impacts you for a lifetime. Many of these girls are here tonight. You know who you are, and thank you for always being there, not just each other, but for Carlee. It means so much.
Being only a year apart, Carlee and I have always been by each other's side our whole lives. What's most special about Carlee as a sister is that I find she's the exact sister I need in every moment. When I was younger, Carlee was the protective sister always looking out for me. And since I've gotten older, Carlee's been the one I go to for guidance on anything. She's my first call, and I always know she'll pick up. And through it all, I'm lucky that Carlee's been my best friend. We didn't have the normal spats that a lot of siblings do when they're younger. Carlee's always been the person who's had my back. We've laughed with each other, we've leaned on each other, and we've been with each other every step of the way.
For me, having older siblings helped me through some of my hardest times. When I was younger, I had a bully. They would call me names, they would pick on me, and they even tried to flush my head down the toilet once. Luckily, I had an older sibling who would stand up for me. Christian, thank you for standing up to Carlee. Aside from this, Carlee has been the best big sister I could have ever asked for. She's been a constant role model for me. I admire the way she lights up a room. I admire how much she adores her friends and how much they adore her. It's a testament to the kind of person she is.
Then came Jared. When Carlee met Jared, she was an ICU nurse at Rochester General, and Jared was in medical school at the University of Rochester. They were both working hard, pursuing their goals, pursuing their dreams. About a year into their relationship, the COVID pandemic broke out. While most of us were trying to figure out how to make sourdough bread and navigate Zoom calls, they were on the front lines, navigating chaos with courage and compassion. It wasn't exactly the most romantic setting, face masks, hand sanitizer, and exhaustion, but love found its way in. While the world hit pause during COVID, the Leonardi household was anything but quiet. We were partying like rock stars, minus the tour bus. Jared and Carlee spent a lot of time at the house with us. And honestly, it did not feel like quarantine. It felt more like an exclusive dinner club with a Netflix subscription. Gina and I are eternally grateful to the Shattenkirk family. When Carlee moved to Seattle to start this new chapter with Jared, it wasn't just a transition. It was a moment that could have been overwhelming. But from the very beginning, Jared's family embraced her with open arms. They made her feel at home, treated her not just as Jared's partner, but as their own daughter. We saw it, we felt it, and we'll never forget it. Knowing that she is surrounded by love, kindness, and a second family who truly cared for her gave us a deep sense of peace. It's a rare and beautiful gift. And Gina and I are forever thankful. Thank you, Wayne, Shirley, Connor, missing one, and the rest of the family. We are eternally grateful.
Jared and Carlee, it was clear from the first time I saw you two together in Orcas Island how good of a fit you were. Carlee, you match his drive, you share his sense of humor. There's honestly a chance you guys might be twins.
And Carlee, you've made our family better just by being in it. I've always wanted a sister, although to be fair, if you close your eyes when Jared's laughing, it kind of seems like I have one. But Carlee, you're the real deal, the best addition I could have asked for. Honestly, there's no one else I'd cross the world with just to see Taylor Swift, or be jolted awake in the middle of the night in Botswana by you screaming about a hippo in our room. And yes, spoiler alert, there was no hippo in our room. But those are the memories I wouldn't trade for anything.
So I made it through. I can't believe it. I'm at the closing. Sorry if it took too long. So I'm going to take a moment and quote the country singer Luke Bryan. If you ain't here to party, you'll be missing out on the best damn time of your life. And now, as we're all here together today, surrounded by friends, family, and a whole lot of love, I hope you're all ready to celebrate Carlee and Jared's love and make this night truly memorable. Whatever glass you have, raise up to Carlee and Jared, two people who bring out the best in each other. May your days be filled with laughter, your nights with great food, deep conversation, and your years with unwavering love. May you continue to grow, support one another, and build a life full of joy, adventure, and shared dreams. Here's to the future that's bright, bold, and beautiful. I love you both so much.
So everyone, please join me, raise a glass. And let's toast Jared and Carlee to a life full of love, laughter, and joy. Love you guys.
While Carlee lives on the other side of the country now, I know myself, my parents, and my brother share all the same comfort knowing she's with a man like Jared and a family like the Shattenkirks. Carlee, I wouldn't trade our relationship for anything in the world. I love you skyfuls, and I'm so lucky to be able to call you my sister. I will forever cherish the memories we have made and the ones to come. And that brings us to today. Christian and I have been waiting a long time for this day, and Carlee has too. This was the day she was looking forward to the most, until Taylor Swift announced she was getting engaged.
When we saw Carlee holding back tears walking down the aisle, I'm sorry, Jared. I don't think it was because of you. I think it was because she realized she was this close to living a parallel life to Taylor Swift.
Right. Although, I don't know how much time Taylor Swift has spent in the Brockport courthouse.
All right, that's it. Don't worry, Carlee. We are so happy to celebrate you both tonight. We are so proud of the life the two of you have built together, and we are so excited to see where the next chapter of your life takes you. And looking around the room today, there's so many people in your corner excited to be a part of it. So, let's raise a glass. Here's to love, to a lifetime of happiness, laughs, eternal friendship, and never-ending celebrations for Carlee and Jared.
So Jared and Carlee, may your marriage be full of love, laughter if I'm there, and trips that are just as exciting as the journey that you've already started together.
We love you guys.
Cheers.
Everyone, thank you so much for coming.
Hey, everybody listen up. Jared's saying something and he's my husband, so you should listen.
Like my wife said, we are so unbelievably thankful for all of you coming here to celebrate in Canandaigua with us. We have people from Honduras, from Michigan, from Seattle, from all over the world to celebrate our love. And that's really fucking cool.
Woohoo! We know a lot of you have made sacrifices to be here. Some of you played hooky from work. Some of you worked while being here. Other people had to risk watching the Notre Dame game to attend this wedding. Wayne, don't worry, Notre Dame is up 14-7. And they're about to score another one, according to my dear friend Hunter, who has the game on if you want to touch base with him. But in all seriousness, it's not every day or at all that you get all the people you love in one room. And just looking at you all and all of you staring at us, it makes my heart so full. I could cry. I have cried a lot today, and it's just such happy tears. I had a speech that I prepared, and I just completely went rogue. So with that, we are gonna celebrate the rest of the night, and make sure you pace yourself because we are going till 2 a.m.
Now let's have a fucking night. Get out on the dance floor. Let's party.
Woohoo!